we're going to be chatting about packing essentials for your safari. Everything you need to bring, everything you don't need to bring. A very important video, because when you're on safari and you realize you're missing something, it's going to be impossible to get that item unless you're traveling through a big town. When you go into a safari camp or when you go into a safari area, you will see everyone in the bush wears neutral clothing. So it is light-colored khaki. It might not be your style, but it certainly will be the style on the safari vehicle and in the safari camps. And the reason for it is bright logo-filled clothing simply just disturbs the wildlife, whereas neutral-colored clothing, khaki-colored clothing, you will blend better into the environment and you will not disturb the wildlife. Also very important when doing your packing, please bring your own binoculars.
When you get that most spectacular wildlife sighting happening in front of you, however close the animals are to your game viewing vehicle, you're going to get a much better view with binoculars. If you don't bring your own with you, the guide may have a pair that he can share with everyone in the vehicle, but you'll have to wait your turn. And by the time that you get the binoculars to check out that wildlife sighting, you may find that the leopard has walked away or the giraffe has disappeared behind an acacia tree. So it is an absolute worthwhile investment to have your own pair of binoculars with you. So whether it's for looking at whales out in the ocean, or a small animal that's a far distance away, or even a larger animal that's close to the vehicle, it is going to improve your game viewing experience.
Sure, you can take some great photos these days with a phone camera. It's really good, but if you've invested in a small digital camera, make sure you bring a lens or two lenses that will offer you the opportunity for wide angles. Often if you're in a vehicle and you're quite close up to elephants and that sort of thing, you want that wide angle perspective, but also a camera that will give you a good zoom. And that means bringing 2 or 3 lenses with you. You want something that can do maybe 50 to 150 for just your general out and about photography. You get a few different angles. But if you're photographing things like birds, or that the wildlife's going to be quite far away, you want something that's going to be about 400 up to 600, just so you can get those close crop perspectives. And then also in terms of the other equipment, always carry a second battery with you, make sure it's charged, make sure you got your charger with you. And in some instances, if you want to bring a flash, that's worthwhile having for certain situations.
People forget that the intensity of the sun, especially in summer in Africa, is pretty fierce. We would always encourage you to bring along a high-factor sun protection lotion, a hat, sunglasses, super important. The glare in certain times of the year can be quite intense on safari, so a good pair of sunglasses is super important. In a previous episode, we mentioned mosquitoes. Prevention is better than cure when it comes to mosquitoes. Please bring along a decent repellent. If you have medications you need to take, you need to please let us know, or let your guide know, or let the lodge know. Often these medications need refrigeration. You need to please preempt that. Let us know, let the lodge know, so they can make those requirements. All lodges and all safari companies do have cold storage in some form or the other. And yes, you're most welcome to bring those along. Just let us know and we'll make sure that those medications stay in the state they should be in.
Your luggage requirements are going to vary hugely depending which kind of safari you book. We will make sure you're fully informed with your pre-departure information. If you're on an overland trip, your luggage is always going to need to be in a soft-sided bag, and you should be able to carry that bag yourself. You're not going to have porters taking it to the campsite for you, so you need to be able to carry it up and down the steps of the overland vehicle or to your lodge. Some of the overland trips have a locker, in which case your bag needs to fit inside that locker, and there will be specific dimensions. If you've got any flights between camps or between areas on your safari, then there's also going to be very strict luggage restrictions. A duffel type bag is always the best option. Hard shell suitcases with wheels, They don't fit into the space available on most overland travel vehicles. Also, the wheels stop working very quickly when you're dragging them on dirt paths at your hotel or to your campsite. They take up far too much room in your tent. Please always check your pre-departure information, or be sure to ask us the question, and we will make sure you're fully aware of the luggage dimensions and weight that you should have and take with you on your African safari.
So I'm going to start off with colors to avoid. I know that black is one color to avoid in terms of your clothing. It's, it'll attract heat. Also, dark blue is not a good color to wear out on safari. That attracts tsetse fly. So those two colors, generally try and avoid them. And also clothing with patterns. So, you don't want to be wearing your zebra striped or leopard print outfits, because, the predators might mistake you for a meal. I couldn't avoid it. So yes, in terms of colors and patterns, just avoid like patterned clothing. Also, just try and wear something neutral. So colors to generally go for your browns, your beige, lighter colors. They're cooler and they're just blending nicer in that. So go for those ones. And then just generally lightweight clothing, long sleeves. Collared shirt is normally good. It keeps the sun off your neck. Or button-up shirt also, that's really good to wear. Long trousers. And just also think about some cooler clothing. Downtown at the lodge, a pair of shorts and a t-shirt to wear around the lodge, and that, just so you're comfortable.
So this again will depend on the type of safari that you book, but on the whole, as a minimum, you're going to want one pair of sandals and one pair of enclosed shoes. So whilst you're at the lodge and during the middle of the day when you're relaxing, a pair of sandals is absolutely fine. But if you're going to do any kind of walking safari, or when you're getting in and out of the game viewing vehicle, comfortable closed-in shoes are definitely going to be your best option. So rather than trainers, if you're going to be doing any kind of long-distance walks on your safari, if you're in South Luangwa, then look at a lightweight hiking boot, well worn in, along with well worn in socks.
A headlamp or a flashlight, very important when you're at remote lodges. Yes, there is electricity. A lot of that then comes from power generators, but often what happens is your actual unit is separate from the main area, and there will be a period where you'll be walking along a path, or if you're in a lodge where the generator turns off at a specific time in the evening, a flashlight to a headlamp goes a long way. Another important one, and I'm sure Dan will back me up here, but power banks, portable batteries, super important. SD cards for your cameras. Make sure you've got enough RAM where you can take as many photos as you want. And then, as mentioned before, a basic first aid kit. Make sure that you pack your meds. You make sure that you have things for scratches and bruises and upset tummies. Just have it on hand. Most lodges, most safari outfits do have a good medical kit with them, but it's always nice to just make sure, bring your own one along. And I think we'll wrap that up. That'll be the end of this video. Please feel free to reach out to us. We have been in the industry a long time. We have answered 1,000 questions. We are more than happy to give you guidance or further detail pertaining to any of the subjects on what to bring along. We would encourage you to check out our website below, africanbudgetsafaris.com. Check out our newsletter, which you can subscribe to. It comes out once a month. Subscribe to our 6-part email course, which will cover everything and anything you need to know. If you're looking to check out our reviews over the last 20 years, feel free to check out the reviews below. And yeah, see you on safari.